Scottish hens are laying.
Yeah,
I'll stop, I promise.
No, it's so appropriate.
Yeah, Dr. Lyons, is he something?
Blow your mind every time, right? Yeah.
I know, but in honor of St. Patty's Day,
right.
What are you going to do for us here today?
Well, this is a dish you find in most traditional Irish pubs. So this is a Scotch egg, and I guess it's really not an Irish dish, it's a Scotch dish.
We're Scotch-Irish.
And the first time I saw this, I was just like, what's going on here? I don't really understand it.
I'm
It is kind of weird, but I ate one, it's delicious. I encourage you guys to try it at home because it's kind of peasant food, it's cheap, it's really fun. So Italian sausage.
Yeah, okay.
Got a couple of piles of it here. This is Vito's Italian sausage. It's Kentucky Proud, made here, old family recipe. I love this stuff. See, Vito's Italian sausage. I love using that. Now, notice I've got these little piles of sausage on a saran wrap. And the point behind that is we have to flatten this out into a disc we can wrap.
Yeah. Vito's out choosing a new pope, by the way.
So we're going to take another piece of plastic and put it over the sausage.
This is interesting.
It is interesting. Now, push it down into a large.
I do one?
Yeah, you do one. Now push into a large disc that'll wrap around an egg.
This is like Play-Doh.
Yeah, that's kind of like playing in the mud as a kid, isn't it? Now, if I can find where these two are, separate.
Do they teach you that in culinary school?
Right. We'll take the top layer off, right?
I can't do that with my saran wrap things.
There we go.
There we go.
And then I've got actually it's a soft-boiled egg. I didn't cook them all the way through. There's a difference between a hard-boiled egg and a soft-boiled egg. The yolk in here is still a little bit on the, yellow runny side because I like it a little bit juicy. So we'll put the egg here, and guess what we're going to do? I'm going to wrap the sausage around the egg. So hop on in. Use your saran wrap to your advantage to kind of roll it over. And this doesn't have to be extremely pretty. Just kind of, once you get it around there, smush it together.
Don't cook. You could have had 50 eggs rolled up before I get this one little guy covered up.
51.
Well,
I'm just kidding. No, you did great. Now, once you have that in a ball, just kind of make sure it goes all the way around, right? Now, the next process we do is called penne, and it means flour, egg wash, or it means to coat something or bread it. And it's very simple. You want to set up a little station where you have flour, a little bit of beaten egg, and some breadcrumbs. I prefer panko because it's really crispy on a dish like this. So we'll flour the outside nicely.
I think I can handle it.
Yep. Now, notice I'm using both hands. This one is my dry hand, and this one's going to be my wet hand. Notice how it's getting wet. If you keep them separate, you don't end up with big biscuits on your fingers.
They teach you that in culinary school.
They do, and they yell at you about it because it's such a time-consuming thing to get cleaned up.
But the final test is flipping stuff, right?
Right. So we're going to roll this around in the panko, coat it nicely, and there's one that's ready to go. We'll put it in there and wait.
Is mine good enough?
It is. Now, with the other, there you go. Now roll it around. Now that hand's getting wet.
Yeah.
Now drop it in there and use your dry hand to roll it. Dry hand. There you go.
I can't walk and chew gum at the same time, much less of this.
So you've got that rolling, Sylvia. The eggs are kind of coated.
I'm rolling.
I want to make a vinaigrette with this because we're going to put this with a salad. And since we talked to Alltech and Pierce Lyons, we're going to use Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale.
Good stuff.
We're going to make a beer vinaigrette, an ale vinaigrette. It's perfect for St. Patty's Day and Irish fare. So in a skillet or in a pot, we're going to have a little fresh thyme and garlic, the Bourbon Barrel Ale.
Now you're cooking.
And then I'm going to use mustard seeds, you see, and a good amount of them.
Now what do those bring, just like mustard taste?
And and they bring this, once they hydrate, they bring this interesting little pop, kind of like a poppy seed. It's a really neat thing, and a little caraway. That's got that, rye bread flavor to it. Just a little bit of that.
The smells of this stuff. You do amazing things.
He's very aroma. Yeah. Isn't that nice? So this will go on the skillet to reduce down, and these will go into some oil to fry.
All right, Jeremy, what's going on here?
The aromas of Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale are rolling out of here.
Woozy, just
I know, fresh thyme. I've got a garlic clove in there too. The idea behind this is we're intensifying the flavors, so the juice is going to reduce, and then we can whisk in the oil and some sorghum and make it really taste really good for a vinaigrette. Over here, though, we've got our
balls,
heating oil, and our balls,
sausage,
our big meat.
Egg balls.
Yeah, egg balls.
Sausage balls.
So Scotch eggs. And all we're going to do is take them and throw them into the hot oil, which is ready to fry. And we'll kind of flip and turn these as they get brown, but the idea, the eggs are already cooked, okay? We just got to warm it up on the inside. And the sausage is just got to cook, and that's it. So you're just browning
Let's go to
these.
Ireland and just do a
little food truck.
Test.
Yeah.
A food truck.
Outside of a pub.
All right, we've cooked our balls.
We perfectly toasted our balls. Scottish eggs. They're wrapped in sausage, and they're beautifully browned and ready to go. So we'll make our little accompaniments for this. The beer is glazed down to just a little bit of syrup, and we'll pour that into a mixing bowl. Yeah, it does. It's very intense.
You did a good beer.
See the mustard seeds in there, the garlic, the thyme's infused. So now we're going to make a quick vinaigrette. I'm going to add some sorghum.
Good old Owensboro sorghum.
Good old stuff. And this is different than molasses. Sorghum's totally different, but so good.
Yeah. What is
And this is going to take the bitterness out of the beer.
Sorghum comes from what?
It's actually a sorghum plant. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there's a whole show behind that, but we got to do it sometime.
Do that sorghum.
Right.
Rona.
Whisk in some good olive oil.
I'll hold your ball.
Thank you very much.
Anytime I'll hold
One
your
direction's always good. It kind of helps emulsify it. And then don't forget to use a little bit of salt. So anyway, your little vinaigrette you want to dress some greens with. Make a nice little salad for a base for these eggs.
It's all going to come together.
Now, dress your greens.
Yeah.
Get ready for your presentation. Nice little salad in a pile. And then the Scotch eggs, let's see the moment of truth, how they look inside.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
going to cut these guys in half because, the presentation's so cool. My yolk kind of fell out, but we'll put that back in.
Oh, but that's perfectly cooked.
Yeah, and see how the yolk is just still a little bit yellow. That's how you like it. It's not that dry.
Not completely hard and dry.
Once again, we'll go right through the middle.
Now, we're just going to have to go to Ireland and teach those folks how to do these right.
That's right. Now, the last thing is I like to use honey mustard as a sauce for these. But more importantly, I'm going to put some smoked paprika in there for this nice smoky, earthy flavor. This is Matt Jamie's paprika from Bourbon Barrel Foods out of Louisville. Awesome stuff. I use a lot of it. And just a little bit of honey mustard.
It's spicy, right?
It's got a spice to it, but that smoke is just so rich. And it's going to be awesome with the sausage. So we'll dress these guys up and put some on the side for dipping. You can
dress them up.
And that's a mean Scotch egg right there.
That is beautiful.
Scotch eggs, beer vinaigrette, smoked paprika, honey mustard dipping sauce.
Thank you, Dr. Lyons, for the beer.
Yeah.
That was a kick.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, and happy St. Patrick's Day. You've been listening to Food News and Chews. See you next week.
Food News and Chews is brought to you by these proud sponsors. Alltech, helping farmers feed the world. Azure Restaurant and Patio, worldly influenced, locally inspired. Sullivan University, offering higher education for people with higher goals. Azure Catering, catering the most important events, yours. Critchfield Meats, fresh, high-quality, all-natural meats, guaranteed.